Going to talk about counting money. The first thing we need to do is familiarize ourselves with the coins. This here is a quarter. This here is a dime. This here is a nickel. And this here is a penny. Quarters are worth 25 cents. Dimes are worth 10 cents. Nickels are worth 5 cents. And pennies are worth 1 cent. Now, whenever I count money, let's get some change out here. Whenever I count money, the first thing that I want to do is get them in order from biggest to smallest. Not size-wise, but what they're worth, their value. So I have my amount of money here. I'm going to put the quarters first. And then after the quarters, I'm going to put my dimes. And then I'm going to put my nickels. So, and then my pennies. Add a couple more pennies in there. So, if I'm good at counting money, I can just start counting 25, 50, 75. So that's something that I would practice if I were you. I'd practice counting quarters. You can just get 4 quarters out and practice counting them. 25, 50, 75, $1. And any more than that. $1.25, $1.50, $1.75, $2. But it always follows that same pattern. 25, 50, 75, $1. Like I said, $1.25, $1.50, $1.75, $2. So I'd practice counting by 25s. With your dimes, obviously you need to be able to count by 10s, 10, 20, 30, 40, 50, but you also need to be able to add them on to things that end in 5s. So for example, if I have a quarter and 2 dimes, it would be 25, and then I have to be able to add 10 on to that. So 25, 35, 45. I have 45 cents sitting there. So you need to make sure you know how to add 10 on to anything. Our nickels are worth 5, so I can just count by 5s after that. So if you know how to count by 25s, if you know how to add 10 onto anything and you can count by 5s, at this point you can just add up your money. 25, 50, 75, 85, 95, $1.05, $1.15, $1.25, and now I count by 5s. $1.30, $1.35, $1.40, and $1.41, $1.42, $1.43. So here I have $1.43. Now, if I have difficulty with that, if I have trouble counting money in that way, I can use basically like a touch math method. A quarter is worth 25. That's basically 5 5s. So I can pretend I have 5 dots on the quarter and count 5, 10, 15, 20, 25 and go on to the next one. 30, 35, 40, 45, 50, 55, 60, 65, 70, 75. So I pretend I have 5 dots on each of those quarters, and I touch each one of them 5 times, counting by 5s. Now with the dimes, I pretend there's 2 dots on each dime. So I got 75 with the quarters, 80, 85, 90, 95, $1, $1.05, $1.10, $1.15, $1.20, $1.25. And then 1 touch for each of the nickels. $1.30, $1.35, $1.40, and then I just count 1 cent for each penny. $1.41, $1.42, $1.43. So if you need to, you can, like I said, use the touch method for counting the money. 5 touches for the quarter, and I like to pretend that on the quarter there's this figure of dots. Like that. So it'd be 5, 10, 15, 20, 25, and I do that right on the quarter. 5, 10, 15, 20, 25, 30, 35, 40, 45, 50, 55, 60, 65, 70, 75. And I can just add right up with that method. So once again, to count your money, the first thing you need to do is make sure it's in order from greatest value to smallest value. So line it up quarters first, followed by dimes, then nickels, and then your pennies. And then if you're able to count by 25s and add 10 onto anything and count by fives, you can just add up your money. If you struggle with that, you need to make sure that you use your touch method and count by fives to figure out your total value of money.